Hey, this is Steven Platinum, your friend in Wrestling with Platinum versus AEW Dark from January 12th, 2021. I gotta say, it was only 12 matches long, a little over an hour and a half, and a much more pleasant viewing experience. Each one of these matches, because they're all squash matches with sort of my favorite stipulation in wrestling, which is the foregone conclusion match. Yeah, because even what they would call the main was pretty much just a foregone conclusion. So they're all going to be graded on a 3-check scale. What does that mean? I'm going to give them up to three check marks. First check mark for the proper person being put over in a way that is memorable and definitive. Yes, matches have gotten 0 check marks before. A second check mark if the person who is being put over, who's supposed to be made to look like a star, does sufficiently look like a star enough that you feel like they are elevated somewhat. And then the third check mark is for if the person who is doing the losing does a great job in defeat, or if they are given sufficient offense by the person they are beating in order to get a chance to look good. And I usually pick a performer of the week, and I always have it be one of the people who is being defeated. In this case, I gotta be honest about something. There's nobody that really stood out in that regard. Nonetheless, I thought it was a good show, and I think just reflexively, I think there's a chance of having another show that sweeps out and gets all 3 check marks, but we shall see about that. We open, we got Anthony Ogogo on commentary, who I like to have in fits and spurts, and that's how they tend to use him. I think he provides a little something else, and he attempts to keep things serious, which is good because Excalibur and Taz get increasingly loopy as these shows go on, and understandably so, and I get that they're just trying to have fun out there and trying to give it a different kind of feel and a spark, so I ain't mad at it, but if you are looking for a hardcore, serious commentary on these things, you're not going to get it. First match, Mike Verna against Ricky Starks with hooks. Ricky Starks really excels at these matches where he's wrestling guys and piling up the wins for himself. Hook is kind of a cool thing to have at ringside there. Ricky Starks wins with a spear. I notice he's going away from the Rochambeau, probably because he's going to be wrestling larger and larger competition where the Rochambeau perhaps will not look right. So he's going with this spear. It works for me. I'll say 3 check marks. Mike Verna really does look good in the times where he's given offense and shows a bit of a cocky streak. So he shows a little something. 3 check marks. Match number 2, Ryzen, who's a guy I like a lot, and Fuego del Sol against the Jurassic Express. It seems strange that they wouldn't have had Marco Stunt be in this incarnation of the Jurassic Express tag team, since he's going to be wrestling against FTR along with Jungle Boy, but it is what it is. Jurassic Express win. I'll give this one 3 check marks. Nothing really notable about this, except Jungle Boy is now going to getting a finisher with the snare trap, which is sort of a sure indication that he's going to be doing more single stuff soon. Not that they're going to break up a tag team or anything like that, but I think there's a strong push for Jungle Boy in 2021, I think. We get a commercial for Wrestling with the Week, Scorpio Sky's podcast coming out. Cool. In fact, that gets more play than anything else, and there's only one mention of the Young Bucks book, and otherwise no commercials for anything. And there's no Britt Baker waiting room this week or on this show because it's going to be on Dynamite tomorrow. Well, / today when I'm recording this. Match number 3 is probably my favorite match of the bunch, Tay Conti against Marty Daniels. I thought they both looked pretty good here. And the Tay Conti finisher of the Gory special flipped into the knee looks good. Tay Conti is one of the ones that the announcers really take seriously and put over as this, she's this jiu-jitsu judo threat and all of that kind of stuff, which lends well towards the match she's going to have with Serena Deeb on Dynamite. I think that's all good. We have a massive incarnation of the Dark Order, Evil Uno, Colt Cabana, Stu Grayson, number 5 and number 10, against a couple of guys who I like a lot. Sean Dean, Very Morales, Danny Limelight, who's gotten a bit of a shine here lately, Zach Clayton, and Adam Priest. There's really not a lot to talk about, except for the fact that they don't completely fuck this match up in spite of it being a 5-on-5 clusterfuck. It manages to go okay, and the finisher in particular, with the sandwich clotheslines with 5 and 10 and basically a bionic elbow delivered by Colt Cabana and the fatality delivered by Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. It all works very smoothly, works very nicely. The Dark Order, good feelings continue. They get the win. I'll give it 3 check marks. Mostly because I like the guys who are involved on the jobber side of the equation. Louisville takes on Hobbs, and boy, does he get the piss beat out of him. This is the match that I think did the most to serve the person who was going over, in this case, Will Hobbs. Boy, you look like a monster, and that's what he should look like. 3 check marks abound. Red Velvet against Leva Bates. Leva Bates, in spite of picking up some wins lately, I figured she was going to lose to Red Velvet in relatively convincing fashion. She comes out with Justin Roberts' book, which I find very strange, but it kind of fits the brand of Leva Bates, always helping to promote other people in AEW. Red Velvet wins with that running boot in decisive fashion. I'll give this 3 check marks. And now we have a clear idea of where Leva Bates is on the pecking order, ahead of the jobbers, but below just about every other woman in the division, which is probably just about right. Match number 7, we got Alex Reynolds and John Silver tag team for the Dark Order, just showing how many of those motherfuckers there are. When you can have a 5-on-5 with the Dark Order, a tag match, and a singles match in the ladies division. They're taking on Casey Navarro and El Australiano. El Australiano definitely has eye-catching gear, but there are no great shakes, nothing too spectacular in the ring. Alex Reynolds and John Silver look good here. I'm going to give this one 2 check marks. I don't think Casey Navarro or El Australiano really availed themselves that successfully. I do like that move from Alex Reynolds, this kind of fisherman's buster where he captures the legs so he kind of lands them in a brutal looking small package. Very interesting. Another ad, or Scorpio Sky joins us on commentary, by the way. And then they have a commercial after this match for Wrestling with the Week. So that's 2 for him now. Good, right? Pretty Peter Avalon joins us, so he can blather on and on about how great Lee Johnson is and how great Griff Garrison isn't, since he rejected him for his Pretty Peter's whatever the fuck. That's one of those things that they continue to talk about, and without a payoff, it feels like it is a joke that has gone on way too long, and I wish they would do something with it. But Lee Johnson, who's part of the Nightmare family, but to kind of little avail, at least on Dark, is teaming with Aaron Solo against Griff Garrison and Pillman Jr. Griff Garrison and Pillman Jr. continue to get better and better and better. They score a great win here. Griff picks them up. Brian Pillman hits him with a drop kick off the top rope. Very baby-face-ish, and they're bound to get a little bit of a thing on Dynamite since they got involved in all that brouhaha with the reforming of the Bullet Club / new version of the Elite. So we shall see. Good stuff. 3 check marks. Alex Gracia against Anna Jay. This is the best Anna Jay has looked. She looks smoother and smoother and better and better. That match with Hikaru Shida did her a world of good as well. Really good, solid stuff. Alex Gracia continues to impress. She only had 1 match where I felt like she wasn't very effective. In this one, she definitely is against Anna Jay. Anna Jay wins with the Queen Slayer, as she should. 3 check marks. Great job. And then you have Serena Deeb against Tesha Price. This face-first driver thing that Serena Deeb does is really great. Looking forward to the match with her and Tay Conti. Mission accomplished. 3 check marks all around. Tesha Price gets carried to an effective match here. That she still needs that to an extent, but she looks great, and her ring work continues to improve as she gets more and more comfortable. Baron Black and Nick Coronado against Bear Country. I love the Bear Country finisher. One of them gets on the other one's shoulders and hits a splash off of it. And that move where they get the guys trapped in the corner and they cannonball. Oh, my God. So Bear Country gets to get a win here, which I think is nice. Baron Black and Nick Coronado look fine, though not spectacular in defeat, but I'll give it 3 check marks nonetheless. And then our de facto main event, the Chaos Project against Top Flight. Really an exhibition here for Top Flight. If I was going to give the award to anybody, it would be for Serpentico, who does just a stellar job of working with Top Flight, making them look great. But we know John Cruz / Serpentico is the shit. So, not the shits, but the shitta. Singular means awesome, and he most certainly is that. Nothing really spectacular report from Dark this week, except it was, I like the trend, and hopefully it is a trend of shorter shows. I think it helps everybody all around. Anyway, this has been Stephen Platinum, your friend in wrestling with Platinum versus AEW Dark.